and a very welcome to full moon in Taurus. Psych. I almost called it a full moon, which would be not that bad of an explanation of what is going on, my friends. So, we're live, and I wanted to do this because this is one of the more mystical, magical full moons of the year. It is the most of all those. But it could also be manic, melancholic. Pisces is the insane asylum, but it's also where you go to heal. We have the sun opposite, which is always the case for a full moon, in Virgo right now, 7 degrees. And this is more of an energy. We have the battling opposites of energies. The Virgo sun, what we're conscious of, aware, and act, how we act, is asking us to work hard and be efficient about details, to really get into things, the nitty gritty. The opposite of that, Pisces, is just the opposite of that. It's dreamy. It's ethereal. It's emotional. It wants to cry. Virgo buries their feelings often. So we have to try to reconcile this dichotomy between our emotional mind and our analytical mind. That our ground might be solid. Oh, we got one viewer. Welcome. Yay. I have new audio. I have new camera. I have a soundproofed my room. Boy, is really, that's like my Virgo stuff happening. But then I started feeling like I was Pisces full moon. You could feel like you're tripping, drunk, and you're not. Pisces full moon, you could go in and just get lost in a sci-fi anime and then binge watch it, and that I think that would be a waste of this moon, really, because we want to. It's almost an escape, soul trip in the house, my one and only. I couldn't imagine someone else who I'm glad you're here. Let's just say that. Because we're going to pick some cards. Right now I'm talking about just kind of the energies at play. And it's not just any Pisces full moon. We're dealing with Saturn, who the moon just passed in Pisces a couple of hours ago, earlier this day. And now at least it's got past that, which is a real reality check, of shaking you up out of your dream. Hey, this is really the case here. Wake up. And you can't wake up. It's a nightmare almost, Saturn in Pisces. But to spur us to act, to be perfect, Pisces. This is opposite Virgo. Be ye perfect. This is a good time for a religious, mystical experience. This is a good time to release something that we've been escaping to. This is a time where somebody who's been on freaking opioids for the last 16 years of their life could have their last one tonight. It's easy. It's easy to slip up into it and go off and escape and get carried away off into the seas of Pisces, and then feel horrible about it tomorrow when a Virgo sun comes up and says and punishes us for our poor choices health-wise. Taking poisons to escape this reality. Virgo, reality. Pisces, fantasy. Saturn, the reality master, in Pisces, delusion. So we have these conflicting energies that we want to try to synthesize. Pisces gone right is compassion. Lots of nurses are Pisces or Virgos. In the service industry, Virgos often. Pisces more artistic. Autistic. So, Virgo is this like hyperactive energy that you always have to be doing something. You have to be. Are you working? You got to be working. Are you working? That's a Virgo person. And the Pisces energy right now is giving us a little bit of a break from that in this season of purifying. This is like the Virgo gym trainer, personal trainer, nutritionist who kicks back from that today and say, oh, they still have this one thing in their life that they have not been able to give up, but they're trying, and it keeps on coming back to them, especially with all this retrograde energy. This is stuff coming back. You're coming back into a vice. And maybe to revisit it for one last time. And with this full moon, we'll have the intention of like, this is the last time releasing it. And the energy is copacetic, aligned for us to give up control, surrendering of ego. I have in the image that I used to promote this live stream, which people told me to do. Tell me you're going to go on, and it doesn't matter. Sorry, being a little bit pessimistic. Virgo can be pessimistic. It's pragmatic, realistic, like the earth signs. They say, show me. Care about your dream you had last night. That's Pisces. But Virgo is kind of the analyzing of the dream. My Virgo Mars says, you know what, Liam? I think this would look better over here. And then my Pisces moon says, you know what, Liam? Look how trippy that light is, that salt crystal is. Here's how a good way to bring them together. Your Pisces moon moment could be this magical, weird-ass dream. And then you bring in Virgo, tomorrow you write it down. And then you use it practically for how to hopefully better ourselves in the unfoldment of our consciousness and this self-individuation processes of which we're here to do. And part of that is letting go of this obsessive control that Virgo has. This Pisces full moon gives us a chance to let go. Mars in Virgo is exalted in Virgo. It's ancient joy. And that is because the warrior lays down its sword. We have the Ten of Cups in the Tarot, One of the best cards to have. It's a celebration. It's a emotional fulfillment. And it is Mars in Pisces. It says not my will, but thy will. Thy being thy higher self. And you are your higher self. But there is a releasing of that lower self. The fucking demon, the devil, our ego, that has made an idol out of our personality, that gets offended so easily, that's a well-fashioned ego, controlled, tamed, made perfect. And usually you'll find that there's humility, and humor is an element, not hubris. The gods do not reward hubris. There's one common theme through all the myths of Rome, Greece. It's pride. Leo, that's the season of pride. And then Virgo comes right in after that to say, this could have been a little bit better, and you could have done this. And you're like, damn, motherfucker. Virgos are tough. I always attract Virgos in my life, and I love that about them. They're good critics. We need good critics. They're good editors. But Virgo gone wrong, they're so stuck in the editing process that they can't create anything because they're so worried about it being perfect, where it could just send them into stage fright and they never get on the stage and do anything. The total opposite of Virgo. Each sign is the polar opposite. Tick tock, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Leo, bam, bam, bam. Those born on the cusps could be this way or that way, but ideally it's a melding of the two, which is a challenge. Those born on the very last degrees or the earliest degree of a sign, they have to take those two and bring them together, and it's not so easy. Often very difficult. Virgo, Pisces. I'm bored in between two fishes. Right now, this is at 7 degrees. My sun's at 7 degrees. Scorpio, that's making a grand water trine. I watched an Instagram video of a guy giving some lady $500 cash at a grocery store. She was taking care of 4 Honduran people who needed help, and she didn't even have money for her own self. This old lady who had some muscular problem with her face, and I guess the church inspired her to do it. I don't know. But the guy gave her $500 unsuspectingly, and I was crying. I mean, I'm a water sign, so I'm in the world of emotion, but now is like an opportune time to cry during the mystical rebirth experiences that we may have in our life. There is a crying part that is entailed in it, and that crying is a washing away, literally, with fucking water, emotional baggage, fucking trauma that is keeping us from ourself, thyself. Virgo gone wrong is this overly critical. You're never going to be good enough. This needs to be this. You can, looking back, I say the most archaeologists are Virgos because they dig up the past. And then they'll be critical of other people as an escape. See that common theme on this axis? To escape from going into themselves. And so they're just very critical and harsh of other people. Mars and Virgo, I'm guilty of that. At least knowing is half the battle. Know thyself. Just all what the Aquarian TV is trying to help us to do. Yeah, Virgo could be like, oh, my life is shit. Now there could be some truth to that. Because Virgo does bring out the truth. But Pisces is that compassionate voice to come together with that critical voice. It's a compliment sandwich. Or the critical compliment sandwich. Compliment, criticism, compliment. Pisces is this unfathomable abyss that we fall into. It's like a black hole. And we find heaven there. From we crying like this is the most beautiful thing ever. Oh my God, I was living in a fucking total delusion. This is the reality, is love. And then we reach there's a word for it in Sanskrit. Nirvana, moksha. This is the purification time of season. Virgo is about the pure virgin, which I don't want to go into that, but it's that theme of purifying before the wedding feast in Libra. We meet Mary, the Virgin, at the wedding feast in Libra to transmute our water, our earthly vessel, into divine light bearers. The invisible light that is everywhere. Just we're unconscious of it. So the Kali Yuga age, Kali, she has a head and a severed freaking head in her hand. It's the ego. She comes through and slices it, kills it. It's, the worst. Dying. She kills you. That which isn't you. And that's painful when we have these addictions, we have these habits, we have these toxic whatever, relationships, with whatever, ourselves, others. And she'll come and take another away. And that's painful. Lots of tears, lots of crying. Ultimately to show you that this is all what we thought was real isn't. Thank you, oh blessed frickin' sword, for knowing better than me. There can be an unhealthy Pisces. It can be faith gone wrong. We're coming out of the Kali Yuga, which is the Piscean age, which is the great attitude of service that the Piscean Virgo axis has, being turned into slavery. The great devotion that the Piscean Virgo has, being turned to a religious fanaticism. The great mystical experience that the Pisces holds turns into a drug addiction, because we want to try to go there all the time and stay there. But Virgo asks us to get to reality, get to work. This is like spring cleaning, but it's not spring. It's like spring cleaning the other way around. We're getting ready for this is like time with your bridemaid, and she's like what's the maid of honor, and she's going through your closet. She's like, "This is hideous." Throws it out, tears up your whole closet, throws it. And then you're left with, you know what? I didn't wear any of that stuff. It was taking up room, and it was probably keeping me from bringing in new stuff into my life. Thank you for all the hearts. I hope this is speaking to you, Soul Trip. I hope so. I really do. Just if one person gets something out of it, then it's all worth it. It is kind of a good time to get lost in music. Well, Virgo will bring us back to work tomorrow. Don't worry. But we still have to make time for, ideally, meditation, devotion. Come up with a devotion. I devote myself to, let us renew our devotion to, I choose the goddess in all her beautiful ways that she manifests herself. She's given me a beautiful home. She makes sure my bills get paid, and she brings women into my life who are just beautiful women, inside and out. Great sisters who are loving and caring and compassionate and forgiving. Pisces is the fulfillment of man. Aquarius a little bit, but Pisces right next to Aquarius. So I believe this is a time where delving into the magical arts is really, the veil's pretty thin. And we should give thanks that we're pretty much out of Pisces epoch era. That's 2160 years, give or take. The Wheel of Fortune, right side up, asking us we're in a mutable time of the season, which is moving. We're moving into fall in Libra, and it's the last one, so it's a tearing down and pushing us forward. Are we getting grinded under? Are we the wheel? Is it grinding us under? Well, it's good. Let it. It's like a fever. You get hot and you sweat out the impurities. It's for the health of us, ultimately. But it sucks. Night sweats and whatnot. So this is asking us, even though we're going through change and we're constantly going through change, but sometimes it's more highlighted than others. And this is really a time of the year asking us to change what? Really? Our daily habits, our health, I know. Like the whole season of Virgo is about our physical health and taking care of that. But with this Pisces full moon, we have a window saying, how's our mental health going? Some Virgos are so, and our emotional mind, how's that? That this is going to be a highlight to things we were unconscious of in our emotional world. What does the moon do? It lights up the night. What's the night? What we're unconscious of. What's in the dark? What's light? Awareness. So we're having awareness brought to how psycho we are, perhaps. I know me. Today I'm like, why am I feeling psychotic? I'm like, oh my gosh, this full moon is tonight. I better tighten up and make a video for Soul Trip, my most precious viewer. You're my one and only. Well, Soul Trip, we got the Wheel of Fortune. And if you're watching this, and the Wheel of Fortune is in the planet Jupiter. What's Jupiter doing? Jupiter is giving us some encouragement. Jupiter's home is in Pisces. And we have encouragement right now to Jupiter's in Taurus to fix our new Earth together. And that might take some work. And there's a time for work and a time for play. Right now, with this Pisces moon, it's a good time to play with your imagination. To come up with the Venus is exalted in Pisces, to paint a picture of your reality, Virgo, that is fun. It's not all work. That our work is beautiful. That when we go back to work, that it's revivified with, I don't want to say rose-colored glasses because that gets a bad. It's a new pair of glasses that are more magical. And then through devotion, we could transform the washing of a dish, seemingly mundane task, into a washing away of our karmic cords. And for that, of all of our collective emotional conscious, as Pisces. I want to say unconscious. Collective emotional unconsciousness is Pisces. And we've just gone through a 2,000-year focus on how does humanity do Pisces. Hopefully we're coming out of slavery. We're coming out of bondage. And we thank Kali. Kali is also the goddess of the outcast, the rejects, the downtrodden. Now, so in that aspect, she shows this mercy, this compassion, this devotion to service to those who have been neglected. So let us do that to ourselves tonight. Let us bring compassion to ourselves, forgiveness to ourselves. Let us humbly accept that forgiveness that we've given to ourselves. Often, when we can't forgive ourselves, it comes from a place of pride. Let us take one day at a time. Pisces, if you go to an AA meeting, I bet you ask everybody who's here, if you're a Pisces, raise your hand. Maybe 75% of the people there are going to be freaking Pisces. It's a tough sign. That's why it was a tough age to get through. And we should say, the Aquarian energy is like celebration. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius. Aquarius. I can't hit that high note like I want to. So the Wheel of Fortune, I mean, that's great. Yeah, I think this is a fortunate time to turn the tides. Usually Pisces are melancholic. And don't worry, this is telling us. The tides are changing. Life doesn't have to get worse every day. It's getting better. Believe it. Have faith in it. There's themes of Pisces. How faith and belief could be used for good. Well, faith and belief, how have they been used in the past 2,160 years, give or take, in Pisces? Oh, the times they are a-changin'. And let us go to my magical mystery deck that I made for ourselves. Yeah, what Pisces tells you is that there's no my. There's no such thing as you, really. I know, it's crazy. It's an ego death. You're like, oh, shit. I was living a total fantasy thinking that I was real. No, it is. It's a real dream. We're in a real dream. We got F upside down. I picked F. This is first. Finished. finishing for a new first. Fall is on the horizon. Don't force it. It's the wheels turning. You can't fight it, but we can ride it. Oh. F, the Futhark. F, A, B, C, D, E, F, 6. We're coming out of the 6th age. The 6th sign, Virgo. And some could say we got really effed. And you know, at the end of an age is like they really lay it on hard. So you learn the lesson of that age. So this is getting effed hard. So let us wake up from fiction. Fiction can be fun, but now it's time for us to get acquainted with the nonfiction section and to find it more enlightening. That's a quote from Ace Ventura. Yes! If I could ever get a quote from Ace Ventura in a video, that's a first here for me. But in real life, I do it all the time. 6 is the final day of work before we meet the bridegroom on the 7th, which is the G of the Grand Freemasons. They know all this stuff. Well, I'm not sure if they do. I hope they do. They show it in film. Life is a film. Floating in space. My mind is as clear as heaven's air. Floating, flipping, flying, tripping from something. That song's from the Hair soundtrack, from which the sound Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In is in. 6, the number of Freya, of Friday. And so Venus, let us remember that she is exalted in Pisces. And just thinking about that, how beautiful is that? Did we not come up with some beautiful art in the last 2,000 years? In the Renaissance? And now look at the art. It's all gone to F-free. It sucks. Dog, shout out to my background. I got lights moving. I wanted to get magical and trippy for 4. Yeah. Pisces lives life for others. Virgo lives life for others. But don't neglect yourself, because yourself doesn't exist. But you have to address yourself to know that it's so freaky. Oh, it's really like F is it's really not a friendly. I was gonna say a friendly word, but letter. It's work. It's tomfoolery. Could be F. Tomfoolery is such a funny name. Funny. Maybe you have an F person in your life. F isn't really even a common person's name. Frank. I know 2 Franks in my life. Father Frank. I knew a priest named Frank. Father starts with F. Feelings start with F. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. But Virgo Pisces is actually, it's a feminine F. We could go on. There's so many words that start with F. I mean, there are. But not names. Francine, Francis, France. French kissing. This It's like sex without love is just effing. And that's not what Pisces wants to feel emotion. It's also fantasy. But you know what? Sometimes fantasy's fun. Even in what's the word for a relationship that starts with F? Friends. But this is more than friends. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. So during the month of Virgo, which is the nonfiction section, tonight during this full moon, let us have some fun. Maybe enjoy some fiction and take a little bit of a break from that Virgo and grind. And we'll get back to it tomorrow. Tomorrow, there's always tomorrow. Soul Trip, your Pisces rising. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. Pisces, this is like a Pisces picture, like a water, lots of blues and purples, and like that's like it's a fucking mermaid Pisces energy. Let's see what nature wants to whisper into our ears. I'm a freaky, fiction, fun-loving Pisces of the fish. Oh, that fishes. We really got effed during the fish season, but now it's finally over and we're free. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. Almighty Goddess, the Goddess Piscean energy is very, Pisces is like the Goddess energy. Far freaking out there. Far out at sea. Dearest Goddess, oh, please give us a message for this Pisces full moon. Help us to enjoy it and not get washed away with it. Help us to reconcile the Virgo and Pisces energies. Help us not be too hard on ourselves. Help us to be filled with love and compassion for ourselves as for others. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. I could focus on this. The night becomes a day. Try to run, try to hide. Oh my God, it's the fucking... it's not the one on the... It's not the one on the cover. It is! It's the picture on the cover. I was going to say my guys. Oh, yes. Let's go. Dog, I need this. I need a breakthrough. There's the breakdown for the breakthrough. Well, we've broken down. That's the Piscean age. So that we could break through. Which is now here in the Aquarian age. Doc, I never knew that's how you spell breakthrough. I just need to start using that more often. In writing, I guess. No, I have to focus back in on me. Virgos are usually very not selfish people. Very caring people. Pisces too. But sometimes at a fault. And then get walked the fuck over. Get walked the fuck over. I need to stop cursing on these things. I do. Because it's not good for the algorithm. But let us read what it means to break through. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, and then this card was at the bottom, but be in service. Number 41, so we got 2 to read. Being what I just talked about is service. So Virgo stuff. So we're going to do the be in service. Should we read that one? Because I picked the main one, but I'm just going to trust that. So in the bottom, which is like kind of behind the scenes in our support, it says this. Which is going to, I could tell you already, it's going to be very Virgoan and Piscean, I'm sure. More Virgoan than Pisces. Give back to the world. When we give in equal proportion to that which we receive, holy schmoly! Give back to the world. When we give in equal proportion to that which we receive, we are able to maintain balance. There are so many people who are in need of your service. Services, plural. Being in service can be as simple as a kind word, holding a door open, or joining in a cleanup effort, or washing a dish. Look to nature and its ability to support according to what is needed at this time. We are in Virgo's earth sign. Nature gives us all, but she could also tear us down. Kali Yuga. She does it for our health. We just have to accept that. Look to nature and its ability to support according to what is needed at the time. Your efforts in supporting others around you will help to create the energy needed to support humanity. Thank you for that message, Goddess. Yeah, I always be asking the Goddess for stuff, and I don't be thanking her enough. If you want to bring stuff to manifestation in your life, evoke the Goddess. If you just want to be a half atheist, then just keep on believing that God's an old man. Illumination. Oh no, breakthrough. Sorry. Breakthrough, and then after breakthrough comes illumination. So maybe we'll read that too. Breakthrough. Feel confident that things are falling into place. Feel confident that things are falling into place. There's our faith, our belief. Just as a seedling, just as a seedling breaking through the surface of the earth, you too are going to experience an emergence. The efforts of your hard work, Virgo, will become evident, and you will begin to see the difference all of that labor and time you have invested has made. Yes, that's the Wheel of Fortune card we pulled, baby. Count your blessings. Thank you, Goddess. And God. Just a little bit mad at God the Father for a little bit. That's not true. You are gifted with a creative touch and Pisces and the ability to generate new and wonderful things. Let's go. Jupiter and Taurus. Take a moment to feel proud of yourself for all that you have accomplished. Yeah, pat yourself on the back. There's a healthy pride we could have. Virgo is like, bam, bam. F you. But, you know what? Let us give thanks that we've made it this far. And give ourselves a pat on the back. That's part of being compassionate to ourselves. All right, so let's finish with a water ceremony for this beautiful Pisces full moon. If you happen to have any liquid, bring it in. If not, use your beautiful imagination. We give thanks for this time that we are alive, for there Where there is life, there is hope. Let us be the hope. Let us be a reason for others to have faith. Help us to strengthen our faith in that which is good, true, and beautiful. Help us to be great lights of inspiration. Help the Spirit within us to fill our soul with grace, beauty, and harmony. We give ourselves love. We forgive ourselves. We accept that forgiveness. We are moving into the age of Aquarius, more beautiful, better than ever. So it is. I gotta drink more water, and that's part of my resolution. So, get ready for a breakthrough, some illumination, and I think we got this, guys. All right, I love you so much. Thank you, Soul Trip, for watching. Thank you. Oh, we got another concurrent viewer. Thank you. Who else is in the chat? I love you all so much. 50 minutes. Man, time goes when I be chatting up a storm. That really means a lot, Soul Trip. Thank you for being here. And thank you, other viewer. Oh, we had 3 at one time, but I lost them. They must have had something really important to do.